minimize it if you need to. Okay, so for those of you that are working on the lab 2, all right, big thing is, let's start with, I had you create two variables, x equals, and we made it like 45, and then y equals 26. Make sure you have your semicolons. What else do I have to do here in front of this x? Declare variable type, right? These are ints, meaning they don't have any decimal information with them. Okay, so why should I declare variables for these? Well, before we get into that, let's go into, there's a lot of different properties for variables that you're going to, for variable names that you're going to run into, right? There's a whole list of rules in Java for what your variable names has to be. The two most important ones in here, just for the sake of debugging, is number one, they have to be unique. And for the purposes of programming, unique means I can't have another variable in here named x and make that equal to 23. Oops. That is going to cause an error, right? If that's a z, works just fine. The reason is Java can't tell the difference between x here and x there. Doesn't understand that, right? So our variable names have to be unique. The other property that they have to possess is that they have to be descriptive of the kind of information that they hold. Can somebody tell me why that would be a good idea? So look, if you're debugging something that has a complex set of variables and you don't remember what each one does, and you see like, oh, well, I have a problem with A, or let's say you know what the problem is. Oh, this calculation's wrong. I must have got this number wrong. Hey, which one was this number again? I can't remember. Oh, it was A, right? But if that measurement were a type of, like, let's say that were a measurement for weight, right? If you named that variable weight or W, it would be a lot more easy to troubleshoot, especially when you have 20, 30 variables in a program. Does that make sense? Unique and descriptive. Remember that. Anytime you write a variable name, make sure it is unique, meaning there's not another one like it. Descriptive describes the content that it has, describes the type of information. The other thing that we covered that might be a little dicey for you guys is concatenation. It can be tricky at times. Let's say I have a string and let's just call it name equals let's say beginning, right? So it'll be the beginning of a sentence, and I'm going to say there are, that's a beginning, and then string end would be, let's go, students in class. And I can also say there are male students, so there's 20 of those, and int female, there's maybe 10 of those. We'll leave another 5 for those gender pronouns that we might have missed. So we have so that's 35 total, and we want to make a sentence. So we'll say system out print line, and I want to say that beginning plus male plus female plus other plus end. All right. What's going to happen here? Does anybody know?
There are 20.
It's going to come out a little weird. We're going to get an error because I forgot semicolon. Again, don't forget your semicolons, kids. There we go. So there's 20, 10, 05 in class. What happened there? Does anybody understand that? Yeah, right around here, we start a conversion to string that makes everything uncomfortable, and it just kind of, instead of actually adding those numbers, it kind of mushed them all together. So what we do is we can just put parentheses around the actual equation itself. Should clear everything up. Does anybody have questions on that? Okay. Strings are going to get super complicated, but fun. We're going to do a lot with strings going forward. It's going to be magical.